Hi guys, Sandy from Sew Easy by Sandy here. Today I wanted to do this quick video to tell you something about my sewing machine I had no idea about, and that caused me so much grief these past few days. And maybe you know about it already and this isn't anything special, but for all of you who have had this problem before, I think this video will help you a lot. I'm talking about fixing your bobbin tension. So if you saw my latest videos, you know I've been doing a baby quilt, but what you didn't see was how I almost gave up on the entire thing because of my sewing machine. Here's the thing, I've been sewing for over 10 years now. It's not a lifetime, but it's not a short while either. And I have encountered all sorts of issues along the way, both with my older Genome and my current Singer sewing machine. But this was like nothing I've ever seen before. You saw me make the quilt sandwich and quilt the thing and it all looked peachy, right? Except I made a big mistake. With all the making the videos and worrying about the best angles and shots and all that, I made a very basic mistake, which was to not check my stitches as I quilted. So you can imagine my horror when I ended the quilting bit and turned the quilt around, and there were dozens and dozens of loops, just loops. Some stitches were great, the others were loopy. I was so upset, hours and hours of work down the drain. Plus, I had no idea what was causing it. The needle was new, I tested all of it before starting, so what could possibly be going on? So, I did what I always do whenever my sewing machines decide to go rogue, which is I cleaned the whole thing, took out all the lint I could find, reassembled it, made sure everything is right, and rethreaded it. Then I tested it, and it was perfect, yay! And then it wasn't anymore. Like the first minute or so, it was sewing okay, and then it just started looping again. Oh. Eventually, I came to the conclusion that the problem was with the bottom thread. So I ended up scheduling repairs for next week and accepted that there would be no videos for this week. But do you know how sometimes letting go of things is the best way to get them working in your favor? So as I was sitting on the couch watching some TV to distract myself from all that chaos, I realized I noticed something that I hadn't really registered in my brain. So each time you thread the bottom spool, you lock in the thread, right? On a tiny hook on the bobbin case. But in my sewing machine, once I started sewing, the thread just unhooked itself. I tested it and there it was. That was the problem. It had to be. But still, I had no idea how to solve it and I couldn't find any defect or anything wrong with the case or the hook. So then I went back to Googling again and found this one video that talked about lower thread tension. Now, in all my sewing years, I had never, ever heard of lower thread tension. I have learned since that some new sewing machines have an upper tension and a lower tension dial, but at the time, I had no idea. So I watched the video, and as it turns out, my problem was this one very tiny pin. A pin, a freaking pin I needed to tighten to get my thread to stay put on the hook. And that pin controls the lower thread tension. Now the video said to turn left in very small increments, but I had to turn 3 full times to get that thread to stay. So you can imagine how loose it was. So there you have it. If you're struggling with lower thread tension issues like I was, this tiny itsy bitsy pin is the culprit and your solution. So did you know about this, or was it news to you too? Any more tricks and tips I should know about? Drop me a comment below letting me know all about it. Overall, I'm just so happy I don't have to repair my sewing machine, even though it did take me hours to unstitch the darn thing and quilt it all over again. Well, I hope that helped. I will see you soon. Bye bye.